Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading an Arlecchino Listener by me. So let's get into it. As he sat in Arlecchino's office, all he could hear was the faint shuffle of papers, the soft crackle of the fireplace, and Arlecchino's steady breathing beside you. She looked beautiful like this. On these days when the weight of her titles seemed a little bit lighter, if only for a few moments. The afternoon sun through the window softened her sharp edges, casting golden light on her pale skin. She was sitting at her desk, her hands poised over the mountain of reports and correspondence. Always busy, always working. And well, you hadn't sent to make sure she ate lunch, as Lenny had told you. A task that was much easier said than done. Arlecchino, he stepped from the doorway, holding up a covered plate. You promised you'd take a break at noon. She didn't look up. I said I would consider it. You said, and I quote, "Fine, I'll take a break if it keeps you quiet. It's been 2 hours past that." That got her attention, and she glanced up, her eyes narrowing in mock annoyance. You have an excellent memory. I have to use it to hold you accountable since no one else will. Do you know? Her voice softened a little bit, and that faint, dangerous smirk that you've come to know well came to the surface. And if I say I'm busy saving the Fatui's interests, would that excuse me? No, it wouldn't. Eat. Before I tell Lenny you've gone 3 days without proper food. You said without hesitation, setting that plate down right on top of her paperwork. And that made her pause. You wouldn't dare. You leaned closer. Wouldn't I? And for a second the tension in the room shifted. No longer the sharp air of authority and defiance, but something slower, warmer. Her gaze caught yours, and her mouth curved ever so slightly. That look alone made your heartbeat skip. You really do enjoy testing me. He shrugged. Well, someone has to make sure you're doing well. Careful, you're starting to sound too brave, she said, rising from her chair. Her height still intimidated you sometimes, but at moments like these, it thrilled you more than anything. You stood your ground as she stepped around the desk, each movement measured and deliberate. The scent of cold air and faint metal lingered as she reached out and brushed a hand against your chin. You seem so intent on taking care of me. You smiled faintly. Well, someone has to. And before you could blink, she tilted your chin up, and then she was kissing you. It was not harsh or rushed, or calculated like the world she saw. It was gentle, unexpectedly so. Her hand was warm where it cupped your jaw, and you leaned into her. The office, the paperwork, the endless duties, all of it faded away. And there was only this. When you pulled back, she didn't move far. Her forehead rested lightly against yours, her breath mingling with your own. Better. he whispered, and her lips twitched. I should have you threaten me more often. He laughed softly, brushing your thumb over her wrist. No threats, just reminders. Then remind me again. He barely had time to smirk before she leaned in once more. The second kiss was slower, less careful and more familiar. You could feel her relax against you, her hand sliding to your waist, the tension in her shoulders melting under your touch. For a woman known for her composure, she melted so easily when it came to you. The moment stretched, sweet and quiet. And then there was a knock. Father, Linny broke the training dummy again. Oh. You and Arlecchino froze. 3 of the hearth's children stood in the doorway. Fremine, Lenny, who looked like he'd just seen something illegal, and Lynette, whose expression remained unreadable, though the faint tilt of her head suggested amusement. There was a long, awkward silence, and you could hear the sound of your own heartbeat. Arlecchino still had one hand at her waist. Oh, hi. Sorry to interrupt. Father, we didn't realize you were busy, Lindy said, and she blinked once. Slowly. You could feel the storm gathering behind her calm expression. Busy, she repeated, and Fremine tilted his head. Should we come back later? No, it's fine. We were just, kissing? Lynette supplied, helpfully. He blushed even brighter, before Lenny took the hands of both of his siblings. Well, we should get going now. Sorry, Father. That was completely our fault. Come on, let's get out of here. And then they were running off again, the door shutting behind them. And you could only just sigh, shaking your head. Children these days. And yet, when you turned, you could tell that there was a faint blush on Arlecchino's cheeks. One that you were not going to acknowledge, just to make sure you survived another day.